There's Sheila. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you all for coming. This is my understanding. I've only been here 4 years, but when I got here, it was made very clear very quickly by some of you in the audience have told me, some of the elected officials had told me, and just the community in general had explained that it's been a long time coming to get this particular library renovated. So I'm very proud to have been able to help with that process. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the city council, as well as two additional groups. One is the state library. Without the state library, we would not have about half of this funding. We were able to get a grant from them, their Building Forward grant. And then also the San Leandro Public Library Foundation gave a significant amount. They gave $800,000 to this project. So we're very lucky to have that. I'd like to take this moment to invite Supervisor Lena Tam's representative up here. She has a certificate that she would like to award the council. Please come on up and take the mic.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Silin Huang, the District Director with Supervisor Lena Tam's office, representing Alameda County District 3, which includes San Leandro, Oakland, Alameda, San Lorenzo, and Hayward Acres. It's an honor for me to present the Mulford-Marina Branch Library Groundbreaking Ceremony Certificate. In the celebration of the groundbreaking of the Mulford-Marina Branch Library, we honor this significant moment in the city of San Leandro's history. This milestone marks the revitalization of a vision more than 2 decades in the making. The new library will serve as a welcoming space for learning, gathering, and community connection. Thank you all who have supported this transformation project. We look forward to opening the doors to a space that reflects the spirit, strength, and the unity of San Leandro. And when I arrived here, I just noticed everyone's here from the community, and I'm so proud that we're going to see this groundbreaking happening. And it really reminded me of the time when I was here in 3rd grade for the monarch butterfly field trip. So this is really endearing to the community. So here I am presenting the certificate to the City of San Leandro Council.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's not that often that we get to break ground on a new facility. And so I'm going to take a few minutes to celebrate, to remember, to give thanks, because it's rather important that we pause and enjoy the moment. So first and foremost, today marks a new beginning. It's a new chapter in the community's history. And what's interesting about new chapters is that it implies a book. And so it'd be really easy to say, spoiler alert, this book ends with the library opening. But that's actually not true. And to say so would be mischaracterizing what's about to happen. Because you see, opening the library is only the next chapter. It's really what comes after that that matters. And do I know what's going to come next? No, not really. But I think the power of imagination is particularly powerful. So imagine with me. This is the place that Antonia is going to pick her very first book. And she's going to be excited about that book, and she's going to take it to school, and she's going to tell her friends, look at what I got at the library. It's going to be a place where Skylar dreams about butterflies and starts wondering, well, does the left wing have to match the right wing? And that curiosity, the probing, the exploration will be triggered through the nature connection to the monarch butterflies. Ewen will find a place to do homework because there's too much commotion at home. And she can come here to a quiet place to help get to university. And there are so many other stories that we can imagine. We know that Pat and Sam will meet here and start a lifelong journey together. So many things will happen in our newly constructed and renovated building. Because you see, libraries have always been more than buildings. They've been sanctuaries of learning, hubs of imagination, bridges to opportunity. This will be no different. Let's recognize that this groundbreaking is also opening the door to greater access. The library is going to be 3 times bigger than before. And it's going to be equitable access, because particularly in a community where we have learning loss coming out of COVID, we want to focus on providing children the opportunity to keep growing, to support them not just in school, but in after-school activities. We want to make sure that adults that are trying to retrain themselves for the new economy have access to internet because they don't have that at home. We want to make sure that we provide equitable access to all of our residents. Now, this is particularly important. Libraries as a symbol are particularly important right now when there seems to be growing interest in censorship. Libraries represent our stand against that tempest, against that storm, against that temptation. We don't burn books in San Leandro that we disagree with. We don't hide information in San Leandro that we feel might be misused. Instead, we embrace in San Leandro, we embrace the opportunity to read and learn about different perspectives and to challenge our own established views. Because that we believe through discourse and even disagreement that we grow richer as a community. So then let me move to my kind of final thoughts here, because I do want to focus on thanking. So much has gone over a couple of decades into making this happen. Of course, I do want to thank current city leadership. I've got the entire city council here. I've got our city manager. Each of these folks, combined with staff such as Director Simons that you met at the very beginning, each of these has played a role in being stewards for the future of San Leandro and making sure that today, when we reached a difficult decision about do we have enough money, we stayed true to our commitment to the community. Very grateful to the state of California. As you probably remember, there was advocacy last summer when the governor threatened to cut funding for libraries in the state of California. And we went to Sacramento and we said, no, this is not right. This is not just. And if you take this funding away, chances are that this library will never open. They got the message. They came back and said, you know what? We will not be cutting the library funding. And that specifically has enabled us to open this. Friends of the San Leandro Library, wherever you are, I know somebody raised a hand earlier. I mean, $800,000. This is not 2 nickels. That's not a bake sale. That's real money. And the fact that you have remained true to your commitment, we are very grateful. Because that was a material impact, 10% of our budget to make this library happen. So thank you to the friends of the San Leandro Library. Of course, there's the architects. And those that will build, we're going to thank them in advance because they're going to do this on time and under budget. I'm very excited by that future. Thank you to the tireless library staff. Oh my goodness, library staff, you work endlessly hard. You put on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of programs. You bring joy to so many in San Leandro. This was yet another thing on your list. So thank you, library staff, for all that you do. And of course, the most important thank you goes to the community. Community. It was your vision. It was your time and energy at listening sessions. It was your persistent questions. Well, what's happening with the library? It was your ongoing push. But it wasn't just talk, talk, talk. It is your money that is paying for 1/2 of this library. You guys pay taxes, and that money goes directly into making good things happen in our city. Because after all, our mission is to improve the quality of life of residents here in San Leandro. And so we, as a council, we as city staff, are particularly grateful to you, the residents, for all the taxes that you pay that enable wonderful things like this to happen. Ultimately, we're here because we made a decision to honor a promise. The city council had made a commitment to make this happen. And when we were faced with the opportunity as the current council to stop, to renege, to walk away from that commitment, we said no. We build trust in the community by remaining committed to the promises that we have made. We will stay true to our commitment to you and ask for your faith and trust in us. So thank you, community, for being part of building a brighter future for San Leandro. And so in conclusion, the symbolism of turning soil, that's not lost on me. Because libraries are like gardens. They're gardens where we germinate innovation, where we generate connection. And so let's think about the seeds that we will be planting in this building, the seeds of curiosity, the seeds of creativity, the seeds of innovation, the seeds of new ideas, the seeds of challenging the establishment. All seeds that will germinate into innovation. What will that innovation look like? I don't know. I never knew that I'd be walking around with a computer in my pocket. Once upon a time, there was a survey done in the 1990s where they asked people, what do you think about this idea? We'll give you a phone that you can put in your pocket and you can call anybody, anytime. Estimated demand was just a handful of people. No one could possibly see at that time why anyone would want to have a phone in their pockets. So today, as we talk about the innovation that will come out of this library, that creativity, that spark, we don't know what it will be, but we do know this. It will be an amazing innovation. Thank you, community, for joining us, and I'd like to give Councilmember Boldt an opportunity, being the representative for this district, District 6, to share some thoughts.
Well, first, I'd just like to say there's not a lot more to say after that. Thank you, Mayor. That was well put. The thank yous were in the right spot, making sure the community knows that there was some hard work put in by staff coming up to this. It's interesting to me to use a construction idea of groundbreaking, but the true work that's gone in is all about the planning and the work that we did behind the scenes going up to it. So thank you to staff for all that work. It is true that we didn't know which way we were going to go with the budget cuts. We didn't know if this was going to be a reality, but after reaching out to some of the community members who are here today, they came out, they spoke. I know staff, it's a hard situation. They got to ask us what to do, but council saw it that this was something we needed to do to keep our promise, over a 20-year promise, to this direct community who has been in limbo with the marina development. And this was a part of sweetening the pot for us so that we would kind of say yes to the marina development in one way or another. But as I look out and I see friends and family out here and we look back on this little round library as we all knew it, it sucks it's going to go away, but it's going to be replaced by something bigger and better. And the next future Dean Taylors and Dylan Boldts will be running through here, riding bikes, reading books, and just trying to make it better for the community. And I think that's where we're at. So thank you to everybody that's come out for this, that has spoke to keep this at the forefront. Thank you to staff for all the work you did, and most importantly, the yeses by council to say, yeah, we need to do this. So thank you very much. And next, back to the...
Again, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of you coming out, and for council, and for everyone who's contributed to this. At this point, we're going to transition to turning some dirt. So if the elected officials, I could take that for you, Mayor, if you like. If elected officials, if you wouldn't mind going behind the shovels and... Hopefully we got video. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and we are adjourned. We're excited to see you in about a year when this is all built, and we'll have a grand opening then. We'll see you then.